1 in 5 adults say they have zero close friends, not because they're unlikable, not because they're boring, but because their brain learned something dangerous very early on. That connection often leads to pain. And once this pattern forms, friendships don't end suddenly, they slowly fade. If you've ever wondered why people stop reaching out, why you always feel on the outside, this video will explain it. Psychologists describe this as social withdrawal behavior. It doesn't mean someone hates people. It means their mind learned to stay safe by staying distant. This pattern affects everything: friendships, confidence, even how comfortable we feel being ourselves. Most people don't realize it's happening until years later, when they look around and feel alone. And here's the part most people misunderstand. Research shows people rarely avoid others because they're busy. They avoid situations that feel emotionally unclear, not knowing what to say, not knowing how close they're allowed to be, not knowing if they're welcome. When someone's presence feels distant or guarded, others don't label it as hurt. They label it as hard to connect with. And slowly, invitations stop. Now let's look at what this actually looks like in real life. Imagine this. Someone invites you out. You say yes, but inside you're already planning when to leave. You're polite, you smile, you don't share much. Nothing goes wrong yet afterwards. They don't invite you again. Not because they disliked you, but because they never really felt you. According to neuroscientist Dr. John Cacioppo, social rejection activates the same brain regions as physical pain. So the brain does what it's designed to do. It avoids pain. We become low maintenance, independent, quiet. We tell ourselves, I'm just not a people person. But often that's not personality, that's protection. And here's where the cycle really traps people. You meet someone new. It goes well. They say, we should hang out sometime. You agree, but you never follow up. Why? Because the mind whispers, what if they were just being polite? What if I annoy them? So both people wait. Both want connection, and nothing happens. Loneliness often isn't about rejection. It's about two nervous systems waiting for the other to prove it's safe. So how do you actually break this pattern? Not with generic advice like be confident, with small psychological shifts. Shift number 1, redefine vulnerability. Studies on attachment theory, first developed by John Bowlby, show that people bond faster through shared honesty. You don't need to overshare. Just stop hiding everything. When someone asks how you are, share one real sentence. Shift number 2, initiate before you feel ready. Connection doesn't start with certainty. Text first, suggest plans. Follow up, not because you're chasing people, but because someone has to go first. Shift number 3, recognize protection patterns. That urge to cancel plans, that's safety, not intuition. That's silence, that's habit, not personality. Notice it and gently act anyway. Now here's what most people get wrong about all of this. Some people will recognize this pattern and finally change it. Others will call loneliness independence and stay exactly where they are. Most people watching this already know which pattern they fall into. The question isn't whether you see it. The question is, what are you going to do about it? Remember that 1 in 5 statistic? You don't have to stay part of it.